Hi everyone, my name is Peter Pikalski. Today we will continue creating financial model for an existing business. We've already created the revenues by different companies. We've already created revenue by types. And now it's time for us to play with numbers to create different scenarios with the data that we already entered. For example, we want to see what will the profit be like if we increase or decrease or switch on or switch off the revenue or expense from this or that company. What is the influence of this or that company or of this or that revenue or expense type on our business? So all these questions are always asked by different entrepreneurs, and today we will start creating the algorithm to answer all these questions. In this video we will create the system of coefficients for the revenues and expenses by companies, and on the next video we will create the system of coefficients for different revenues and expenses types to make them switch on, switch off, increase or decrease without re-entering a huge amount of data in our transaction list. So here it is. And now let's creating the coefficients for revenues. So what we will do, what we are going to do, so what we will do now, first of all we need to create a status. So here we will take revenue companies, from 1 to 100. Here we will put the status on, off. Then for example we will add a coefficient if we don't want to switch off this or that revenue from this or that company, but we just want to decrease on some percentage. We will just use the coefficient. So the basic coefficient is 100%. This is the input, so we marked with our unique color that is for all our inputs. Then for the status we will use data validation button. Here we place our companies that form our revenue. Here we place all options and switch on and switch off buttons. So what we've created, just explain. For example, if we want to switch off this or that revenue of this or that company, we just uh, go and switch off. But for example, we don't want to switch it off completely, but we just want to decrease the revenue on 50%. And all this coefficient will be assigned to all the revenues inside our model. So, and the same will be done for expenses. What we will do now, so we will go to revenues list, transactions by revenues. Here we will place the revenue company. The revenue company we will take from here, revenue company. When we choose it when we set up the revenue parameters of this or that transaction. Now we extrapolate this formula to the bottom, to the whole of this table. Let me just view, freeze, like this. And now we will add a coefficient. This is a company coefficient. So we will place the system of coefficients that we already created to this very table. And then we will add this coefficient to each of our transactions, revenue transactions. So now we know what is the company. Now we have to link the coefficient to this company. So for that purpose, we will use a VLOOKUP function. We will go here, VLOOKUP. Then we will search this value in this table that we've just created in this table, and we need 1 2 3 1 2 3 for the fifth column. We need fifth column. We need exact match. Then we additionally use if error function. So the revenue, it is the revenue of the company number 3. For example, if we just go to our inputs, company number 3, we will just increase the revenue on 30%. We will get the coefficient 1.3 and get back to our table. We can see how the coefficient has changed. Or for example, we want to switch it off. Company number 3, if we want to switch off the revenue from the company number 3 from all our calculations, we just switch it off. Now this coefficient is equal to 0, and now we just add this coefficient to the transactions that deal with revenues. Then we press enter. Then we extrapolate this formula to the right and to the bottom of this table. And now I will do the same for expenses and show you the end result. So here we've created two tables of with coefficients and statuses. One is for the revenues that come for companies that form our revenue, and the second table with coefficients for the companies that form our expenses. So now we won't be able to adjust the huge amount of transactions, huge amount of data. We just can switch on and off the revenue or expenses for each company, or increase the revenue or expense that goes from this or that company, and see the profit, what will be the profit. So I will show you how this we can go revenues by companies. And for example, here we see the revenue that comes from the company number 5. For example, we would like to see what will be the profit if we increase this revenue, for example, 5 times. Let's assume that. So we just assign the coefficient for all transactions that come for us from this company, and see what will be the revenue without adjustment of transaction list. Then, for example, we would like to see what will be the profit, what will be the revenue if we completely, for example, switch off the revenue of this company which comes from this company from our calculations. So we just switch it off. Then we move to the revenues by companies and see 0 in front of the company number 5. The same situation, the same logic is with expenses. And now we're ready with coefficients for the companies. But the topic of the next video will be the system of coefficients for revenue types and expenses types. So we will be able to switch on and off different types of expenses, increase or decrease different types of expenses to see what will be the profit if we increase or decrease different types of revenues, or increase different types of expenses, revenues, and we can switch on and off different types of revenues or expenses, not the companies. So this video was about companies, but the next video will be about types of revenues and types of expenses. So if you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, you may subscribe our channel, share this video with your friends. Also, you can order financial model from scratch for your business idea or for your existing business. We will help you. Thank you and see you next videos. Bye.